WhatsApp platform that we will use to answer questions quicker, to see who is struggling with the same type of problem, so that we can be in a position to organize combined sessions, or either one-on-one sessions, or even split and have only 2601 and only 3701. Having said that, I need to ask you guys to please use that group, and I'm not talking to anyone specifically, but please refrain from posting any private issues that you might have in your own capacity with someone at UNISA, or a specific issue with UNISA. That's not the platform to discuss it. I have no control over how teams work, how my UNISA works, or anything like that. I only deal with the module itself. And the purpose of the module is not to be the lecturer. Thanks, Adela, it's working. Just a comment there. I'm not the lecturer, I'm not the tutor. I'm a facilitator to ensure that you understand the work in the module a bit more practically, that you can identify the skill that you need to attempt an exam question a bit better. So make use of the one-on-one sessions, as well as these joint sessions. And then if you have any problems, use the WhatsApp number that is now on the screen. No, not that one. Let me just quickly fix that for you. Use the WhatsApp, the group to communicate either with me personally on something that I can assist with, or in the group. And we will post updates on when there will be classes, when there will be additional classes, stuff like that. We will post on that group. Just give me a moment. Okay, you guys can use that number. Okay, so the purpose of this specific class today is to gain an understanding who is struggling with what, because we have two groups in this session, 2601 and 3701. And although there are a few overlapping principles, there might be some issues that will only be dealt with in individual classes, individual sessions. But the whole idea of this is to make it practical and to focus on problem areas. So before I can be in a position to do a schedule of what we need to look at, I need to understand what you are struggling with. So this must please be an interactive session. So I want you to have your study guide open with you. And from what you've studied so far, I'm going to keep a list of notes. So I'm going to really ask everybody to participate. I'm going to ask specific people to answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my mic for 5 minutes. And I want you to quickly think about what I've just said. If you struggle, look at the content page. And I want to know what are the main concern areas. Because if I know that, I can make sure that they are brought forward and we explain them first. And what do I need to explain a lot? And what are most of you comfortable with? Because I don't want to waste your time in arranging a session where everybody is actually comfortable with the topic. I need to know what you are struggling with before I can assist. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to please look at that, at your content, think about the subject. And then when we reconvene at 20 past 5 minutes, I'm going to discuss, but it's really going to be an open discussion. I'm going to ask each and you guys individually what you are struggling with. So don't think you are not struggling. You're the only one struggling with stuff. This is a challenging module, and hence I want to use this opportunity to get across what you are struggling with, so that we can focus on it. And then from today onwards, we are really going to be running at a pace. We're going to tackle these problem areas, and we're going to try and solve them, so that MAC isn't such a nightmare that it is for most students at the moment. So please use the next 5 minutes, and then we will note all your questions. Yes, good.
Hi, Charles. If
Hi,
I
Kurt.
can briefly mention the areas that I'm struggling with, both on a second year level and on the third year level, it's the economic or the quantity,
Okay.
process, costing,
So
and then
economic order
relevant
quantity.
process costing,
Yeah.
and then it's joint and buy costing as well. But I think it's more aligned with process costing as well. It's in the same bracket of content, if I can say it like that.
You are right,
And then
but just mention it again. Sorry, I'm writing on this side.
it's process costing and joint and buy costing.
Correct. Yeah, that's part of process costing. Joint and byproduct. Okay.
Yes, and then relevant costing is a big one. Standard costing, the principles we actually have to use across the board. I think all the students will agree if that is something that you can focus a lot of attention on, Charles, because we have to use those principles in some of the other content as well, especially for MAC3701. They combine the costing actually.
Kurt, I just lost you there for that 2 seconds.
The standard costing
Okay,
principle, Charles,
yes,
is something that they focus a lot of attention on because it's a skill that you must apply across the board.
100%. Thanks.
Yeah, and that's for me basically the biggest areas where I'm struggling with.
Noted. I've noted them down. Thanks, Kurt.
100%.
I'm going to give a few more minutes.
May I please ask in the meantime that students log their student numbers in the chat and also complete the attendance register that I have posted there, and afterwards complete the feedback form that I've posted just below the register. Thank you.
Afternoon, guys. This is Sipamandla. Is it fine for me to speak?
Hi, Sipamandla. Yes, the floor is yours.
Yes. Okay. I don't really have a big problem, but it's just a minor issue that I had. Probably some students or you can really clarify for me. On the estimation techniques between the high, low method as well as a regression analysis. I just don't really know when to use which method. And another thing that I wanted some clarity on, because when you look on the high-low method estimation technique, on the study guide, they say it's very good if you are using, like if you're going to do the estimation of the prices within the range. Now, I'll assume the range is between the lowest and up to the maximum number, like, okay, up to the highest number of the certain data that you are given. But now if let's say now you have to estimate a cost above, which will probably for the, let's say for let's say dependent or an independent variable that is higher than what you already used on the data. It seems as if that can't really work, the high-low method. But I just wanted a little bit of clarity in there. Otherwise, I'm fine. I know how the method is used, but I just wanted the clarity in terms of what do they mean when they say you're using it within the range. Do they mean what I'm saying, between the lowest and the highest number that you are given already? Then let's say now you are given another question because you have determined maybe the slope, then they'll give you another question on the same data that you had, but now they give you a data that is above the range that you already found the slope on. So if I can just get to an understanding there, probably that will make things easy for me.
100%, everyone. I've noted that down. I'll go see what the study guide says on that, because what you're saying, there's something that I need to check out, because it doesn't something doesn't sound right. But I first just want to confirm that what the study guide says is that we are interpreting it correctly before I can say whether it's the study guide is wrong or incorrect or not. So let me just check that out for you, and then I'll get back to you.
Okay, thanks.
I've noted that. So estimates in the high-low method. Thanks, Amandla.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I'm just going to ask a few questions then. Like I said, that is the purpose for this session, is to see what we are struggling with, and then we will start our first class next week. But I can already tell you guys that based on what I've heard so far, and not only in this group, it's fair to say that our first class will definitely be on economic order quantity. So what that class will be, and that class will be next week. We will still give you the time. So please join that WhatsApp group, because the time will be communicated on that WhatsApp group, and Adele will send emails. So always please make sure that you check your emails. So economic order quantity will be on the first class, and we might actually have a second class next week as well. I just want to make sure that the second and third year level doesn't differ too much, and that doing one class will be sufficient, if I can say that. So that's all. You already have the plan for next week, is to clarify the economic order quantity. Siyabonga, I'm going to ask you guys just to hear your voices and to make it a bit more interactive. Siyabonga.
Oh yeah, good day, guys.
How are you?
I think I'm also having the few problems when it comes to joint and buy costing system, and also the processing costing. I think I'm struggling there a lot, but I have seen it a lot when it's come to the assignment I was doing. Then I've seen that I do have a problem with that. So I will need a clarity also in those two topics.
Okay, 100%.
Yeah, what I believe, maybe I'm struggling a lot, but I will ask a relevant question as time goes on. But where exactly am I struggling? But once it comes to joint costing, I believe maybe when it comes to you, which one must you use? How must you use, like physical method or another method? So I'm struggling when it comes to that.
Yes.
So I know there are
100%.
different methods that you must use, but I'm still struggling when it comes to that.
So if you say the assignment is that the first assignment that you guys did?
Yeah.
Okay, 100%. That one I can assist you, because I think you guys already submitted that.
Yeah, I think we've done it already. I think submitted on Friday.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, man.
Great, thanks. Okay, so second class will be process costing, in which we'll unpack process costing, and then do questions on it. So again, there will be 2 classes per topic. The first class will be unpacking the logic behind it, explaining the techniques and explaining the content, so theory and how to make it practical. Second class will be doing questions. And then when we get to the revision at the end of the semester, before the exam, there we will do exam questions, because that's the only way you pass the subject and you remember the formulas, you remember the techniques, is by doing as many questions as possible. And I know for financial accounting, auditing, and MANAC, doing questions is extremely time consuming. And I know that's something that most of us do not have, since most of you guys are probably working and doing this part-time, but this is something that you need to invest in. MANAC does not become easy or doable if you don't practice it a lot, because you need to become comfortable with it. So economic order quantity, process costing, that's the first 2 order. I will do an official program, but for now, that is so far that I can tell you that we will cover. Tembakazi. Hi, Tembakazi, the floor is yours.
Hi, I think mine would be the process costing as well. And in second year level, it was the direct and absorption costing method.
Okay, we have a new one on the list, so direct and absorption costing. Let's quickly discuss that. Anyone else? Now you guys can just, because I'll ask someone, Tembakazi, I'll continue with you now. Just by the raising of hands, if I speak about direct and process of absorption costing, do you guys have a problem with it, or would like a class on it, if I can put it that way? You guys can just use the hand functionality, because then I can determine whether we had to do a one-on-one session or a combined session. Okay, so Tembakazi, Michelle, Kurt. Okay, that's already enough for me. I'm putting it on the list. Direct and absorption costing. Tembakazi, anything else before I move on?
And then it was also the joint and byproducts, but someone else mentioned it. So we
Yes,
can do it
okay.
too. Thank you.
I'm making notes in any case of how many people has mentioned it.
Okay, thank you.
That'll give me an indication of the priority that needs to be assigned. Next, Michelle.
Hello. For
Hi,
me,
Michelle.
it is, I think, joint and byproducts also as well. And then
It seems like that's a nightmare for you guys.
yeah, and I think I struggle with overhead allocation also. Usually the calculation and to work at applied and overhead. So if you could maybe go over that, please.
100%. Noted. Rafiq. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Rafika Prinsloo.
Hello.
Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
The second time, yes, because I was wondering it was Rafiq.
Sorry.
It's okay. Mine is also process costing and joint and byproduct costing that I need more explanation and examples on.
Okay. Noted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rafika. Naomi? Naomi Smith? Not sure she can hear us. Makatane?
Hi guys, with me, I haven't seen any problems so far. However, I would love to maybe understand more of the principles when you hello?
Hi, yes, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, as I was saying, with me, I don't have any problems so far. However, I would love to maybe get more clarities when coming to the principles, like the application of the principles, to understand actually more.
Okay, 100%.
Thank you.
Did I skip anyone? I don't think I skipped anyone. Guys, okay, cool. So next week, I'm going to work this afternoon on the schedule today and tomorrow, and make sure that we get enough examples on the economic order quantity. That'll be the first one that we tackle. And then we're going to, based on the feedback that I've just received from you guys, we're going to spend some definite time on process costing. So that will definitely, I think, be spread over 2 to 3 classes at least, and then we can have a work session as well on a Saturday where we work out questions. But when we do those questions, it's going to be interactive. So we are doing them together. It's not just me doing the question on the screen and you seeing how I'm doing it, because that is not a way to pass the subject. I can promise you. Like I said earlier, the way you pass this is you do the questions. And as I've said in the other modules, and I do respect the fact that time is not always on our side, if you haven't done all the questions in your study guide, you are not prepared for the exam, at least. The reason why I'm saying that is that most of the questions in the study guide aren't extremely difficult, but they are there for a reason. They are there to make sure that you understand a specific principle very well. So if you didn't do all those questions, and when I say do, I don't say you've read the question and looked at the answer. That is one of the best ways to fail, is to look at a question and look at the answer. You never do that. You waste a question if you do that, because you need to do questions under exam conditions. And with accounting and management accounting, that is the problem. You practice the theory, you go through the principles, and you think you can apply them. But the moment that you are under exam pressure, you stall. Trust me, some of you know already, I think, can associate with that. I've also been a victim of that. So never do a question, or never do a question by looking at the question and looking at the answer. That's a recipe for failure. So when we do these questions, I will probably send you, I'm not sure how we're going to do it. I'm going to apply my mind really well over these next 2 days to see how we can tackle this, to make sure that we can actually be in a position for you to have gained some good understanding on some of the topics before you have to submit your second assignment. The second assignment isn't yet due. Sorry, I don't have the dates in front of me. Kurt, I'm not picking on you, but can you just confirm that the second assignment for MANAC?
Charles, on
Yes.
this model specifically, I'm not doing any assignments because it's a module that I'm only writing the exam for. So I'm unsure of when the exact assignment dates are. I am aware that most second assignments have been postponed till the 30th of September. But 100%. I'm speaking under correction.
Thanks, Kurt. Tembakazi, you had your hand up. Can you confirm?
Yeah, it's the 60th of September for this module.
Okay, 100%. Sipamandla?
Okay, yeah, I was going to say the same thing for MAC2601. It's 30th of September.
Okay, so let's see how much we can cover in depth and spend quality time on before your second assignment. So I will talk to Adele, because I can see that the how can I say, the the need is great for some of these topics. So we can see how many classes can we schedule before your second assignment is due. Sorry, Kurt, I see your hand is also up.
If I just can give my perspective of why I'm struggling on stuff, Charles.
Yes,
The
Kurt.
theory in the study guide and the textbook and so forth, for me, is not of a nature to thoroughly explain how you must apply that theory to the question. Only once you start doing the questions, like with anything, you actually realize what most things mean. So I would recommend that from your side, perhaps, that we do only questions in our facilitation sessions. I think that is going to assist all of us more. And then throughout explaining the question, you can perhaps explain a specific principle that was applied in that question. Just
100%.
my,
If that is a, like I said, if this facilitation can assist in that way, then that's definitely the approach that we will take. Sipamandla, is your hand still up, or did you raise it again?
Okay, no, sorry, I didn't put it down.
No, I couldn't remember whether I saw it go up and down again.
Charles,
Yeah.
Yes, Adele.
I also think we just need to determine what time and day will suit the students better, so that
Thanks,
we
Adele.
can
That's a very good
move
point.
other sessions maybe to other slots that are not as well attended. It's your choice in the end, but I'm just mentioning it.
No, that's a brilliant point. Thanks for bringing that up as well. Okay, guys, so the floor is open. Dates. If I look at the calendar, and I can share my available time. So on a Monday, let me share the screen. Then I think you guys can. Then I can write. And I like writing, although my handwriting clearly indicates that I should have either become a doctor or I didn't study calligraphy. So if I look on a Monday, the slot that I'm already that's already full is from 6 to 7. So that slot is already full. So if I can say full and available. Next to bad handwriting is spelling. Okay, so I've got a slot open for 5 to 6. On a Tuesday, the same applies. I'm also doing a class from 18 to 19. So available is 17 to 18. On a Wednesday, now I must think. I'd actually think on a Wednesday, let me just confirm, because I think that class we can move. I just want to make sure before I say.
Yeah, are you referring to AUE's 3702?
Yeah,
Okay.
not to cancel it by any means, but okay, I'll have to get back to you on Wednesday. That we might have different times there. Thursday is Thursday. I'm already giving until 8 o'clock. So we have Saturdays, and then the time on a Monday and a Tuesday. So Saturdays will all I'm available from 1 to 4. So if I can, who votes Saturdays? If you can raise your hand. Thanks, Sipmanla, Siyabonga, Timakazi, Makatane, Rafika. Okay. Guys, I think then Saturday it will most probably be. But let me think. So maybe we can have 2 classes in a week, Adele. Maybe have a short session on a Monday or a Tuesday, and then an extended session on a Saturday. The only reason why I'm saying that is to get through the work or the questions as quickly as possible so that we can drill down to where the real problems are and focus on them. But that's just a suggestion.
Okay.
Siyabonga, did you raise your hand again, or did you just not lower it?
Oh, sorry, man. I think I forgot to put it down.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Guys, I think then that is our plan of action. We will look at economic order quantity first. So next week will be economic order quantity. Oh, guys, hands went up and I didn't look at the screen, so I don't know who raised first. I'm going to go to the corner. Sipamandla?
Yes, I just wanted to ask on the Saturday one,
Yes.
what time exactly will it start from? Because I think I normally have classes up until 2:30 on Saturday. But can the class start just after 2:30, maybe to 4 o'clock, or will it be different?
Okay, so let's say tentatively 14:30 to 4. So that's tentative, but please check the WhatsApp group and Adele's communication, because Adele and myself will also discuss, because there's another MAC module that I'm giving on the finance side after this one. So I also need to take them into account as well and see when they also fit. Kurt.
I just want to confirm, Charles, your one-on-one sessions, do you have
Yes.
specific times available for that, or is it on a per case basis?
Your last answer, yes, we deal case by case, because a one-on-one session I can schedule to a time that is best for, say, for instance, for you and for me. So we can say, let's do it from 7 to 8 one evening. Or Adele, the one-on-one classes are only limited to 30 minutes, or can it go to an hour?
Look, these are senior students, so can go to an hour, Charles.
Okay, the only reason why I'm asking is that some questions, even if we review attempt, because my main thing is if we have a one-on-one, there must be, you must bring something to the table. So you must bring something that you've struggled with, and we attend to it so that we can identify, as I keep on saying, the skill that's lacking, or the skill that you need to master to be able to attempt that question in maybe from a better perspective or direction. So so it must be something like that, unless you really tell me you do not understand process costing at all. Then obviously it's a different approach. But if we do a question, it sometimes takes long because these questions are big. Usually, okay. So yes, good. To answer just to finalize your question, it is a per case by case basis, but we organize it. The perfect way in doing it is there's a query form that UNISA will release. Currently, I think the jury is still out whether that is in place or going to be in place, or when it's going to be in place. But when that becomes official that it's in place, you fill out the query form. The query form will come to me and I will address it. In the meantime, please use the WhatsApp group or not group. If you have a one-on-one session problem, you can send me a WhatsApp outside the group, and you can ask, you say you're struggling with this, and then me and you can talk, and we can say, let's pick a day that's suitable for both of us. So Mandla, your hand's still up, or is it? Okay. Guys, any other questions before? I think we've got enough information to really go to the drawing board and plan how we're going to tackle this module. Any other questions or suggestions? Guys, then if everybody is happy, thanks for joining, and yes, thanks for participating and assisting me to be in a position to assist you to the best of my ability, and let's see if we can make you guys enjoy this subject. If there's nothing else, then you guys must have a lovely afternoon, and for those that I see in a few more minutes, see you then. Adele, I'm going to leave the session, and then I just quickly want to talk to you over Teams.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
For those that I don't see again, enjoy the rest of the afternoon.